Let's make a GD World level. Alright, so I picked out Slash by Waterflame. It's a pretty good song. And now, what song do I want? Just do the pretty standard background, like that one or something. Looks pretty normal. And make it like, I don't know, like a dark purple, I feel like. I don't want to go hell themed, but like it's kind of tempting to. I could do dark green, but dark red just looks so good. Alright, we're going hell themed. One simple concept I want to try and introduce, because I feel like, I don't think GD World actually introduced this thing, but that is the spider. I want to have some spider gameplay in here somewhere. So I guess let's start. So every GD World level I feel like starts off on the ground or something, so let's make that gameplay real quick. Alright, so here you can see me struggling to build easy gameplay. Usually I build fast and hard gameplay, so building this kind of gameplay wasn't really my style. However, eventually I got down something that I kind of liked, and also held myself to using gravity portals, yellow orbs, pads, and that's basically it. Mainly because the only thing that GD World really used, and I don't want to really stray too far off the beaten path. And as you can see here, I'm just simply trying to get good gameplay that also syncs, which is surprisingly hard if you're going this slow, because the music is kind of fast here. And he eventually got down something I kind of liked, and a lot of times I tried using green orbs or pink orbs, but it didn't really work. It is so tempting not to use green orbs, but like, because these green orbs work so well in this beginning, but I just can't. It's actually unfortunate. I don't know if GD World ever used slopes, but we're using slopes here, so be it. Now, at this time, I wasn't really sure if I was going to turn this into a video, so generally I wasn't really talking much. That's why I'm doing so much voiceover. However, here, as you can see, I'm trying to do some pretty fun gameplay involving slopes, where you had to jump off the slopes. However, in the end, I decided not to make it too hard, and I just did one jump off a slope, because why not? Anywho, then I struggled building some more easy gameplay, and then it just turned into just a lot of clicking orbs, and then going through a gravity portal, hitting a pad, and then going through another gravity portal, and hitting another orb, which isn't exactly the best gameplay, but it did sync pretty well with the music, so what can I say? And eventually, I did decide to grab myself some pink pads, because yellow pads simply are just way too strong. And then I continued struggling making easy gameplay, and a lot of times I tried putting in triple spikes, or green orbs, or dash orbs, but I decided against it, because it's supposed to be easy level, 3 to 4 stars, and yeah. However, after about 15 minutes of building gameplay, I made it to the drop, or the quote-unquote drop, the spider part. It isn't really a drop, but it's a drop in this level, because it's a short level. It's so tempting to use the dash orb here. I don't know if GD World had dash orbs, though. I know the challenge did. I don't want to introduce too many concepts in one level, so I'll just skip out on it for now. The next little while was some more trial and error, because I never build spider gameplay. I always stick to ball gameplay, because in my opinion it's easier to build and more fun to build. However, spider gameplay, generally, for being easy spider gameplay, I think it's not bad. It's the only thing I could really do. Spider gameplay is kind of hard to do easy, as I think everybody's used to the gradual curve of the ball rather than the sharp movements of the spider. Spider is more precise than the ball, if you know what I mean. Anywho, it was a lot of orbs, a lot of just generally nothing. It's hard to sync a slow level to a fast-paced song. So, generally, it was a lot of deleting and just pads and all that kind of weird stuff. Anyway, I think the gameplay turned out decently. Dude, I was so used to building with speed portals that, like, this part just seems so boring and so slow. It's like, it's hard to make engaging gameplay that isn't fast. Anywho, a lot of the time, I would try making gameplay similar to Finger Dash, but then, it was halfway through I realized Finger Dash is like an 8-star. This level was supposed to be a 4-star, so then I had to go through, nerf everything, patch up all the swag routes, yes, and there were a lot of them, and then I realized I built the whole part wrong, so then I had to go move everything, the whole thing. Eventually, I did get the gameplay down, and yeah, I tried at one point adding in a black orb. It just was awful, so I just did not. And then, so again, the whole time was just spent me nerfing, playing, nerfing some more, playing, nerfing even more, because the gameplay that I was building was definitely similar to 8 star. It's supposed to be an easy level, not an easy demon. I'm kidding, so not easy demon gameplay. But in the grand scheme of things, get the point. It needs to be easy, not really hard. Yes, I am nerfing this part because I feel like this part's a little bit hard if it's your first time ever playing Spider. So that's the main reason why I'm kind of nerfing it a little bit. Alright, this next part was a little bit faster paced, and generally I made the part way too hard the first time around, so then I had to nerf it. I know, classic. And then, so I built it, however I didn't really like the gameplay. Well, I liked the gameplay, it's just I didn't like the structure, and the gameplay just looked weird. And so then I spent a little bit buffing it to make it look better. I don't know, I'm weird sometimes. And I realized I buffed it too much, then I had to nerf it. Whole thing. Anywho, end of discussion. This was the end of the spider part, and generally, I liked the gameplay a little bit. I liked it enough to keep it, let's just say that. Anywho, as you can see here, I'm adding in all the spikes, just for whatever reason, make it clear where you have to go. I don't really know. Anywho, now back to present Polar. I might switch out of the spider here, because the spider part's been pretty long, I feel. I might go into like a ball, because I feel like that's pretty similar to the spider. So you heard me, I then went into a ball, and for some reason I was building it like ship gameplay. Not really sure why, but the final result of the gameplay was awesome. It was really fun to play. And then, so then I placed in all the spikes to make sure that I had to click. And then halfway through I realized this is way too hard. Had to nerf it. And then I had to extend the part, because nerfing gameplay like this means you just have to make the part longer. Anywho, this will come back later, but for now, I was happy with the gameplay I got, and here's a quick showcase of the gameplay. I know I probably sound like a broken record right now, just saying the same thing over and over again. However, easy gameplay is really hard to build. And you here, I'm finishing off the ball gameplay. The end of the ball gameplay was pretty standard ball gameplay that you would see. It's just going from platform to platform without really anything much going on. As you can see, I'm also getting harassed with notifications to sign up for premium because it's a New Year's sale. It's actually pretty annoying. Anywho, as you can see here, it's just some typical gameplay that you might see in Cycles or something. Nothing really all that crazy. Anywho, here's the showcase of the ball gameplay that I came up with. This final cube was really short. It was like 4 seconds worth of gameplay. So I just added in a few pads and then a big old structure with a triple spike on it. I even contemplated adding in a GG as a nod to Bloodbath. However, I decided against it because, well, that's not really in the GD world spirit having a Bloodbath GG. And even here's the gameplay. Alright, that is for the most part the gameplay done. Now I'm just gonna decorate it off camera real quick. It shouldn't be all that hard to do. Famous last words. The decoration took me 4 hours. Anywho, here's the showcase.